Hey guys, good morning. Happy Monday. Okay, here comes an awesome week. Are you guys ready for it? So I got my coffee. I'm ready to talk. We're talking about the 3 things that you want to make sure that you're doing to successfully run a staffless practice. Let me also say that anytime I talk about staffless practice, you can assume I'm also talking about running a practice with more efficient staff. Wouldn't it be awesome if the staff that you currently have felt like there was breathing room for their talent to be pushed forward? That is applicable to here. So whether you want to run a staffless practice or you want to take your current staff and just rock their world with automating their systems, this is applicable to you. So we're going to talk today about the 3 things that you really need to keep in mind to successfully do this. My name is Dr. Jody Dinnerman. If you guys don't know me, I think that you do. Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching this. But just in case you don't, I'm the founder and creator of All Things Soup School, which is an online finishing school for staffless entrepreneurial wellness practitioners who are really looking to rock their practice this year. So, I want to I have a couple of announcements before I get started. I'm going to do my homework. If you are watching this on YouTube, if you are a YouTube person, make sure you hit that bell and then you'll get a really fancy little alarm every time I go live, because isn't that important? So that is homework piece number 1. Homework piece number 2 is if you want more information about what the Staffless Practice Success System is all about, make sure you go to stafflesspracticetraining.com and get access to our completely free of charge 1-hour training that is jam-packed with so much content. Stafflesspracticetraining.com. Okay, let's get into the meat. Let's get into the tofu of the 3 things for the staffless practices to succeed. So the first thing that I want to talk to you guys about is staying, let me get rid of this big pink block. Nope, wrong pink block. The first thing I want to connect with you guys about is staying really clear on your why. What is your mission and what is your vision? What do you want for your practice? Why do you want to be staffless? Make sure you get really clear on, I'm just finishing the book. The book is called Staffless, and it's Front Desk Solutions for the Solo Practitioner. And one of the things that we talk about me and my alter ego talk about in the book is why we go staffless, and when we do, how we stay connected to our why behind it. Because I feel like as long as we're connected to our why, we can do just about anything. We can succeed in just about all of our efforts as long as we stay connected to our why. So the questions look like, why do I want to be in practice? Why do I want to serve? Why do I want to serve the way that I want to serve? Why do I want to be in the town that I am serving? Why do I want to use the approach that I use when I'm serving? Stay connected to the answers to those questions and have it in the forefront of all of your actions. And what that looks like is you might take what is going to become your vision statement or your mission statement. The vision is the vision of what will be. The mission is what's driving you, right? You need a statement for both. And as long as you have those statements clear and written out and on your website, on your paperwork, on the wall in your bathroom, in your office, wherever it is that you need to have it to remember your why, it's going to make everything so much easier, you guys, I promise. I feel like the people who get really burnt out in practice and are no longer enjoying it forget what their why is. And then they just start making stuff up and they're kind of throwing darts in the dark. And if you have laser beam focus on why you do what you do, it's going to make all of your decisions so much clearer. It's going to make all of the work of practice so much easier. So that's thing number 1, stay connected to your why. You ready for thing number 2? It would be fun to know if you guys could guess what these things are. So if you're watching and you have a guess on one of 3 things that you need to run a practice staffless successfully, go ahead and throw them in the chat there. So thing number 2 is time. You need to make sure if you're running a practice without staff that your time is crazy organized. That means that Oh, and by the way, go to soupschool.com/time to get a really awesome exercise on all things time. That means that you need to have a very rigorous schedule when it comes to when you have client calls, when it comes to when you have open hours, when it comes to when you take rest, when you get your workout in, when you have personal time, when you have diamond time. All of this should be sounding familiar if you've been hanging out with me for a little while. So you want to make sure that your time is extremely organized. And I would say, as I always say when I talk about time, probably the most important piece to successfully managing your what we call your time map is making sure that there's nothing at all time scheduled in. It's the time that you just don't schedule anything. So for me, it's on Wednesdays. On Wednesdays, I don't schedule self-care appointments. I don't schedule client appointments. I don't schedule school stuff. Wednesday is my spot in the schedule for the week where it's a blank slate. It's whatever I feel like doing. And please make sure you have at least one day a week where that's that. It's not family time. It's different. Nothing at all time is different than family time unless you want your nothing at all time to be with your family. For me, at this point in my life, I need my nothing at all time to be a blank slate. Whatever I feel like doing. If I feel like working, I work. If I feel like writing, I write. If I feel like going for a hike, I go for a hike. That's nothing at all time. So thing one is stay connected to your why. Thing two is make sure you're super, super organized with your time, and go to soupschool.com/time to get a free, really awesome, really relevant copy and paste time exercise. You ready for thing number 3? Can anybody guess what it is? Thing number 3. Thing number 3 is having an awesome to-do list exercise under your belt. So that means that at any given time when you start entering overwhelm, and you will, especially if you're transitioning to Staffless, or if you're doing Staffless now and there are pieces that need to be cleaned up and you're not yet a Soup School student, or you are a Soup School student and it's all new to you and there's a lot happening, you have to use this exercise. It's called the to-do to-da, and literally what you're going to do is you're going to write down everything in your brain. You're just going to take a blank sheet of paper, and you need a pen. You cannot do this on a computer. You're going to write it all out. You're going to walk away from it. You're going to come back 10 minutes later after you've walked the dog and fed the fish, and you're going to write 10 more things down. And then you're going to walk away from it again, and you're going to come back to it again in 10 minutes, and you're going to write 10 more things down. So at the end of the hour, at the end of the experience with the to-do to-da, you have a whole sheet in front of you. Some of our students like to map it where they write a word and then they do another word and then they do another word. And some of our members like to just go ahead and write a list out. However it works for your brain, it doesn't matter. Just write it all down. Everything that's been swimming around in your brain, even if it doesn't make sense, write it down. And then you start doing these different things with it. You start doing the highlighter, you start doing the circles, you start doing the crossing out. And eventually what you're going to have, if you go to soupschool.com/to-do and you get a free sample of what I'm talking about, what you end up having is a list of what you really need to do, a list of what you can delegate if you have somebody to delegate to, and a list of what you can dump, what you can just give yourself permission to not have to think about anymore. So that's thing 3. Thing 3 is having a really great solution to quiet what's going on up here. If you truly want to run a practice more efficiently and more automated, and either without staff or a happier staff, do these 3 things. So just to recap, thing 1 is going to be staying connected to your why, your mission, your vision, your statement of truth, your core values, your anchors and rituals. For my Soup students, these are all things that we talk about in the Superstar Toolbox, right? The first course in Soup School. Thing 2 is going to be organize your time. Have a time map that's worth bragging about. Make sure you stay connected to a calendar that you plan out each week, each month, each quarter, whatever works for you. And thing 3 is you're going to stay really connected with what's going on up here and what can be flushed, what you can get rid of. So if you guys want more support, if you're looking for more help, if you need more answers, grab my free training here, stafflesspracticetraining.com. That's practice practicals for this beautiful, very lovely Monday morning. I hope you guys are doing well wherever you're finding this video, and go make a difference. Go serve from a higher vibration. Go make the world better through your craft. I'm loving you guys from here.